Hi Year 3, welcome back, Mrs Powell here, and thank you to everybody that sent me their fabulous citrus slice artwork last week. They were fantastic. Now for today's art activity we are going to be using our oil pastels again because we're going to be exploring a technique called wax resist. You'll also need your watercolour paints from your art curriculum pack. So let me show you how it's done. Okay, so I'm just going to show you the basic shape for our jellyfish, and I'm actually going to be using yellow oil pastel. Now the reason for this is so that you can see the drawing. What I would like you to do your jellies with is the white oil pastel, but as you can see, if I try and draw with white oil pastel, you can't see it. So for my example, I'm going to be using yellow, but once again, I'd like you to use white for your actual drawing. So we're just going to start by doing a sort of big jellyfish in the middle of the page. Well, slightly to the side of the page. And you just start by doing a curved line like that, a bit like a rainbow. And then the bottom of your jellyfish is just a curved line like that. Okay, then sort of behind, you're going to do the back of the jellyfish. So that's the sort of top. Okay, then a little semicircle at the top like that. And there's a kind of, on certain jellyfishes, there's sort of like a flower pattern at the top. So I'm just going to put what you can see from the side there. Then we're just going to do some curved lines that are curving on the left side, curving in like that. But as you move to the right side, they curve in the other way. That gives your jellyfish a sense of form, a curved surface. So let's go ahead and do the tentacles. So jellyfish have these sort of quite wiggly tentacles right at the center of their bodies. So I'm just going to do some wiggly lines there. Okay, that'll do. And then either side they have slightly longer trailing tentacles, which I will draw with a more of a wavy line rather than a wiggly line. So I'm just going to join that up. Okay, then let's put one going behind. Anything which goes behind gives your picture a sense of depth, one thing behind another. Okay, so I'm just going to put another one here, maybe coming out like that. Okay. One like that. I am using quite a lot of oil pastel here because we want the oil pastel to have a nice wax resist effect, and that only works if you put plenty of pastel on. Let's do one more, I think, just down here. Okay, now you can just do one jellyfish, but jellyfish tend to arrange themselves in a group, and a group of jellyfish is called a bloom, which is rather nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw a few more little jellyfish to complete my bloom. So what I have done here is created a different version, this time using the white oil pastel. So you probably can't see anything on the paper at the moment, but I just wanted to show you how magical wax resist technique can be. It's almost like a secret letters which appear once you add the paint. So I'm going to paint my jellies with warm colours, okay? And if you remember from our learning in class, those are the colours that make you feel warm. So yellows, oranges and reds. So I'm just going to get my paint nice and wet. And the wetter you have it, the more the wax resist is going to work. So hopefully you can see where I've put the white oil pastel. It resists the paint and you can sort of see those lines, and it's great for jellyfish because jellyfish are translucent, which means you can sort of They're not quite transparent, but they're translucent. You can see a little bit through them. So I'm just adding different hot colours. You can do this in whichever order you want. So I'm just going to go in with a bit of red here. Okay. And then you're just going to continue with the rest of the jellyfish. And I will speed this up for you. So I've just painted the canopies or the tops of the jellies with the hot colours, because actually the tentacles are almost transparent. So I'm just going to leave them to sort of appear when we paint the background. In the background we're going to use our cool colours. So your watercolour palette has some lovely cool colours, if you remember using those in class. So you could use the purple, these turquoisey teal colours, all these blues, or even these greens. These two brownie colours are a bit too muddy. They're not really true cool colours. So you can have fun with either choose a single one or choose as many as you like for your background. So that's what I'm going to do just now. And then I'm going to show you another lovely watercolour technique that creates a really beautiful effect. So I'm just going to go in with this blue, and then I'm going to take a pinch of salt. This is actually quite grainy salt, but it doesn't really matter. Grainy is probably the best. And if I sprinkle it on my paper, what happens is the salt sort of reacts with the paint to create little lighter and darker bits as it dries. You won't see the full effect till it's dry, but I'll show you at the end. So I'm just going to go ahead and reveal the tentacles. Now this only really works if you get your paint nice and wet. So you can see that the tentacles of this jellyfish are appearing. If you put too much paint on, you can just sort of rinse it out with just pure water. So you can just dip your brush in the water and just sort of dilute it slightly so that your tentacles will show up. So here is my finished wax resist jellyfish painting. I hope you can see the detail of the little bit of salt that I've put on the background. It makes just a nice finishing touch. So don't forget, if you finish your artwork and like to share it with me, to put it on your art portfolio, which is in the Google Classroom. So good luck with this activity, have fun and keep drawing.